How are you feeling, Dana? This is the question on everybody's mind. We were worried about you. How
I'm
you doing?
incredible. Today is day 5, testing positive for COVID. And this morning at 9 o'clock, I tested negative. Thank you, Dr. Joe Rogan.
Wait, is it time we actually give Joe Rogan his medical license? He got Aaron Rodgers healthy in like 2 days.
And himself. He did it himself and like 40 other people that he's close to, he's done this with. So, and here's the reality. In all seriousness, Joe Rogan is a brilliant guy, and he talks to the most brilliant people out there. He studies, he does his homework on all this stuff. And, it's a fact that this works, and not just me. So me and my wife are both 53 years old. We both did it. My daughter is 15 years old. She did it. My mother-in-law is 80 years old. She did it. When I was just sitting here waiting to talk to you, my mother-in-law went strolling by here. She's on her way over to get a massage. Everybody feels like $1 million, man. So Sunday, I was in the steam. It was like 8 o'clock, and I sprayed eucalyptus. I couldn't smell.
You knew you had it right away?
Yeah, and I said, oh, shit. I know what this is. Literally got out of the steam room. I called Joe Rogan. Rogan said, tomorrow morning, do this. First of all, test and make sure you're positive for COVID. Did that, and then he said, first thing that you do is get the monoclonal antibodies.
Right.
Get the injection. Then do an NAD drip. Then tomorrow, get up and take the Ivermectin, a dose of Ivermectin, and then another vitamin drip, and you do the NAD and vitamin every other day till you're negative, right? Wow. The next day at 11 o'clock, I had my taste and smell back.
No way.
Yeah. So Monday, I did what Rogan told me to do. Tuesday, I had my taste and smell back. Right. I know people that have had COVID and it's been weeks or months and still don't have their taste or smell back. This thing works. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is, here's the alternative, right? If you're like, okay, there's no way I'd ever do this. Why, I don't know, but whatever. Then talk to your doctor. And you know what your doctor says? Go isolate yourself in a room for 10 days away from everybody. And if you start to die, then go to the hospital.
Right. No thanks.
How about we throw the kitchen sink at this fucking thing from day one and beat it? So I did what he said, been doing it all along. Me and my family have felt great. And day 5, I tested negative for COVID.
That's incredible. And we're going to get into the fights. Obviously, will you be at the fights next week?
So
will you be at the fights?
I tested negative. So I have fights tomorrow night.
Right.
I could go to the fights tomorrow night, but I talked to my doctor, not Joe Rogan. I talked to my actual doctor. My actual doctor said, let's wait till Monday. You can go back to work on Monday just to be safe. So that's it. I mean, it's just...
That's incredible, Dana.
I've had COVID and I couldn't have had a better week this week.
How do you feel about the Ivermectin, the way people just mischaracterized it? And
again, we go back to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan had CNN's doctor on there, and he made their doctor admit that this is a real medicine for people and not a horse dewormer. So it's crazy that there's any type of, it's like, remember when you used to get the cold, right? Yep. You got the common cold, right?
Yep.
500 different people had different remedies and things that you could do to beat the cold, you know? And nobody attacked anybody if they said, hey, take some chicken noodle soup, then rub some Vicks on your chest, and then, you know what I mean? People would
try anything.
Kill this guy because he said to do that. You know what I mean? It's like,
the cold was never political, Dana.
Exactly right. It's insanity, man. I'm telling you right now, this thing has not only worked for me, Aaron Rodgers, my family, from my 15-year-old daughter to my 80-year-old mother-in-law. The list goes on and on. So listen, again, this is the way I feel about everything. This is a free country. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to get vaccinated. Oh, and by the way, for all the people that are out there, I'm not some crazy anti-vaxxer. I'm vaccinated. I am vaccinated. I've been vaccinated, and I still got COVID, and I wasn't going to lay around for 10 days and roll the dice and see how this thing was going to play out for me.
Let's talk about 269 first. It's a great card, top to bottom, bunch of good fights. What are you most excited about? I know you always have that 1 or 2 fights that you're like, watch this. This is the one I told you about. What do you got?
And again, like I always tell you, it's hard not to love Rob Font and Jose Aldo. You know what I mean? This is a very important fight for both of these guys. You know, obviously for Rob Font, to finally get a fight with of a guy with the name value and the caliber of Jose Aldo, and to win that fight would be very big for him. And then for Aldo, you know, this guy is passionate about fighting. He loves it, and he still wants to be here. So should be a good one. But if you had to ask me what I think is going to be an absolute knockdown, drag them out war that it isn't on the main card, it would be the main card of the prelims that are actually on ESPN2 and on ESPN Plus. Josh Emmett versus Dan Ige.
Oof. It's gonna be a good one.
War.
I can't wait for that one. You know, Juliana Pena, I talked to her the day before yesterday, Dana, and you know, she was on you to get this fight. She says people are taking her, they're not taking her seriously. They think she's a sacrificial lamb. And she says she's going to go in and beat Amanda Nunes. Is that possible? Yeah, you know Amanda as well as anybody. Is that actually possible?
See, that I love that about Juliana Pena. She's a savage.
Yeah.
You know, she is an absolute lunatic. She actually got in a fist fight with, she got sued. She got in a fist fight with a bouncer at a bar. Okay.
I remember that. Did she break the glass or something?
I don't remember. She got into a full-blown fist fight with a bouncer at a bar, and the bouncer called the police. Let's put it that way. So yeah, Juliana.
Tells you how the fight went.
Exactly. Juliana is a fighter, and there's no doubt in my mind that she's going to come in and go to war with Amanda Nunes. How that turns out, we will see next Saturday.
You know, I don't know if you saw this or not, Dana. We shot Nate Diaz the other day, and obviously we asked him about Khamzat. He said he doesn't want to do it. He said Khamzat's a rookie and he's not on his level. Is that unfortunately, as much as I want to see it, and you probably and the fans, is it not going to happen?
Listen, man, Khamzat is a straight murderer. He's a killer.
Yeah.
He's an absolute savage, and I don't blame anybody for not wanting to fight Khamzat Chimaev.
Do you think that's what it is with Nate, or do you buy him that Khamzat doesn't have enough experience?
What do you think? What do you think? I mean, listen, everybody in this business, everybody in this company is here because they belong here.
Yeah.
You know, there are no real rookies per se here.
Right.
There are guys with more experience and some guys with some less experience. Khamzat Chimaev is one of those guys that's, you know, willing to fight anybody in multiple weight classes, on short notice. You know, he's doing wrestling matches. He's doing, you know, if it's a fight, he's in and he wants to fight you. And that's the reality. I mean, people can spin Khamzat however they want to, and I don't blame them.